Hello everyone and welcome to the first episode of my Distant Worlds Universe campaign game. First foray into this. Well, first is kind of a lie. I've played this a little bit on my own time, and I also did a quick guest spot on Daz and Larry's collaborative Let's Play, which I do have a playlist on my channel as they do as well. And I highly suggest you watch that because that is a very interesting and fun game to watch. It's very aggressive playing. It's great. Go watch that. But anyway, I'm going to try and do a game on my own. I'm still very much a new player. I think I can manage to not destroy an empire immediately. I think I can get them off the ground, so I feel kind of comfortable in finally recording a Let's Play. Kind of. A little bit. Still, well, slightly nervous. Alright, so we're going to jump into a game. I'm going to create a custom game as a standard empire. I have not messed at all with any of this stuff. The pirate faction, that sounds kind of cool, and I may jump into that at some other point, because playing as pirates sounds awesome. You know, Yar and all that. Space pirates, how much cooler can you get? Ice pirates, that's how you get cooler. That's a very old movie. But anyway, let's jump in here. Okay, so what kind of galaxy do I want to play in? Is the first question. I played in this Ring Galaxy in the collaborative series, so I'll probably won't play that one. Irregular seems okay. Even clusters. Varied clusters. I like random, so I think the varied is a nice way to get a random, because it's varied clusters. So I think the way that it explains this is like an islands in space. Does it say that? Yeah. It's like an island in the galaxy. So each one of these are clusters. That's pretty cool. I like that idea, so let's go with it. Star amount, 700, I think is plenty of stars to play around with. Physical size of the universe. So I plan on having our colonizing restriction down to one sector. So do I want to play with a 10 by 10? 8 by 8? Why not? Let's go 10 on 10. Now the expansion, this is detailing how far along the other races of this game are going to be. Which is not us, this is the other races. I will have them at starting, and I'm going to put us at starting too. This determines, I believe, your... Well, let's look up here. How old and developed the entire galaxy is. This setting influences the following items. Your size and development level of auto-generated empires, size of independent alien populations. So starting, I think, is pretty good for us. We don't want the enemy to be, potential enemy, to be way, way advanced. So I think I'm going to start them at starting and start us at starting. But that's going to come later. Aggression, I'll probably just leave as normal. This is my first real game. Difficulty, I'm tempted to just jump it hard because I do enjoy challenging games, but I don't know how hard is in this game yet. I don't have anything to base that on, so I'm going to just start on normal. Difficulty scales as player nears victory. No, I'm not going to click on that. Because if you're at the point where you're about to near victory, you probably just kind of want that game to be over at that point. At least that's how I kind of play. Research cost, normal, space creatures. I'm going to put few, because I don't really like space insects. Pirates, I'll do normal. Pirate strength is normal, that's fine. Research costs, okay. And we're not going to mess with this. This is kind of preloading your own map. Alright, colony prevalence. Dog in the background. Influences the number of colonizable planets and moons in the galaxy. Lower prevalences will mean sparser empires with colonies more spread out, while higher will mean denser. Okay. So normal, I suppose? Normal sounds fine. I'm not really looking to make some kind of crazy game. Independent alien life. You know, I kind of like the fact of independent life everywhere, so I think I'm actually going to bump this up to plentiful, because that seems kind of cool. Now, the colony influence range. So this is what I mentioned a little while ago. Oh, wait. No. That's the influence range. I mean, I'll leave that at 100%. The colonization range is what I was talking about. So when I made the empire I'm kind of going through this, explaining to other new players like myself, so I apologize if you're a veteran, by the way. So, I made that 10 by 10 universe. So this is going to determine how far we can have a colony from another one in that universe. So I'm going to drop this down to 1 sector because I really like that playstyle. That was introduced to me by, I believe, Daz or Larry, or both. I forget where I saw that first. So this means we can only go at a max 1 of those 10 sectors away from another colony. Now the way to work around that is if you find independent alien life, even if they're, 3, 4, 5 colonies or sectors away from your colony, you can invade them and take the planet over that way, but you can't colonize. So I like this restriction. So now let's go to our race. Now for our race, I'm playing with the extended universe. I'm basically playing with the mod that they are playing with on the collaborative Let's Play because I enjoy the extra races and I like the icons of the luxury resources and strategic resources. And honestly, I'm just used to that because that's the only way I've played so far. So I'm going to be playing with that. You can kind of see the theme up there. And for this one, I'm going to kind of keep it simple. I was going to play as human, but I'm going to take it 1 step further and 1 step cooler and play as the XHuman. Because if I learned anything from the early 2000s, it's that if you add X to anything, that makes it that much cooler. But actually, these guys are pretty cool lore-wise because I believe they hate humans. And humans hate them. Where is that listed here? It's somewhere around here. It may actually be in this section. Unnoticeably different to a human to other alien races, the majority of the difference is behavioral. However, a human or XHuman is able to see the differences through slight genetic characteristics common to each race, and I guess this makes them hate each other. But here's a full background. I'm not going to read it all out, but I will scroll down in case you want to press spacebar or pause and read through this. So there you go. Now I'm just going to jump back to this screen. Alright, so characteristics, which I don't really think it's going to matter to us because we're going to be in control, but apparently the XHumans are quite aggressive, slightly cautious, quite friendly, quite intelligent, and very dependable. Bonuses. We get better spies, which is something I've not really messed around with that much, so that will be interesting. Better research rate, and happiness +5 across the Empire. So, resource bonuses. There are a ton of resources in this game, and it's still something that I'm trying to wrap my head around. There are just so many resources. Luckily, there's a lot of tools in this game that it kind of tells you specifically what each resource does and what resource goes into what component, and it's pretty easy to get to if you know where you're looking. So I'm going to probably be looking at a lot of resource descriptions to see if I even need it. But anyway, Yaris Marble. No idea what that is, but it gives us a +5 happiness bonus to all colonies with access to it. Emerald's Crystal, a +5 strength bonus to new troops recruited at colonies with this. And Gold, a 5% development bonus for all colonies with access to this resource. So I know development bonus is pretty important to grow your population on your planet and culture, I think. Population and culture. I think your development goes into that. And it kind of makes sense, I suppose, if humans like their gold. Also, I just wanted to point out that this picture is awesome because this looks like a pretty cool person, and it looks like they're from Mass Effect with that armor right there. In fact, that may be from Mass Effect. Actually, that very well could be. Anyway, looks pretty cool. Alright, so our victory conditions for this specific race. So 25%, you have to get, I believe, 80% total. Or I think I changed that later on, but I'm going to have 80% total. 25% of that 80% could be controlled 33% of the continental colonies in the entire galaxy. Which, we'll see if I get that. Another 25% make mutual defense pacts with 15% of all empires in the galaxy, so it promotes us to be pretty friendly. And I really like these race victory conditions because it's different for each race. Like, I'll just quickly go pick some race I've never even seen before, like the Quamino. So their race conditions: start the fewest wars in the galaxy, have the fewest treaties in the galaxy, have the most completed research branches in the galaxy, and perform the most research in the galaxy. So these guys, by their race victory conditions, you want to play them as a research-focused race that kind of stays away from all other races. Because you want to start the fewest wars. Well, wars are going to happen, but they want you to start the fewest ones, so they want you to play as a passive game as possible while you just research. And that's cool. So there's so many different kind of victory conditions, and every race is different, and that's just so cool. It adds just sheer amounts of potential of replayability. It's insane. But we're going to be playing as XHumans here. So anyway, we can destroy more enemy ships and bases than you lose. I hope we achieve that. earn the most trade income in the galaxy, and earn the most tourist income in the galaxy. Tourist income is not something I've really messed with that much at all, so I'm kind of... I have no idea how that works. I'm assuming that's just kind of part of your private economy. Alright, so characters. We get an extra intelligence agent, and we are more likely to generate ambassadors, colony governors, fleet admirals, troop general. Wow. That's okay. Oh, less likely, sorry. To generate fleet admirals and troop generals. Okay, by negative 20%. But still, we are more likely to generate a bunch of other cool guys. Guys and ladies. Alright, other special technology, none, disallowed. So yeah, I guess some races have special technology in the technology tree. This race doesn't. And some races aren't allowed to use specific technologies, but again, there's no such restriction on us. Alright, next we're going to go to our empire name. I didn't think of one. I can change it at any time in the game. So I think I'm just going to leave that empty because the game will automatically create a name for me. I'll probably change that in the future, but I don't want to spend time sitting here thinking of a name. Because I'm terrible when I'm on the spot to think of a name. Give me some time off of camera and I can think of a few names, but on the spot, I don't think so. Alright, so it looks kind of cool. I'm down with the bird. That's kind of cool. Actually, there's quite a few cool icons. Wow, that's kind of like old medieval flag right there. Let's go with the bird. I like birds. I think that's a bird. And for colors, they have no black color. Black and gold would be like my favorite, but I don't have that option. So I guess maybe we just leave it. I don't even know if I like that blue though. Maybe a darker blue and a white, darker blue and a dark red. That would probably be hard to see on the campaign map or universe map. No, white. Yeah, I would just leave it like that. Okay. So, galaxy starting location, I will leave as random. Home system, I would just do normal. The size of my home system, I think? Is that what this is? Determines how many colonies you have and how well established your empire. Oh, okay, yeah. So we want this to be starting. Tech level, I want this to be set to normal. I don't think there's a difference between normal and level 1. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm going to do normal. Corruption, I will probably leave as normal as well. Determines the level of corruption and income loss at the colonies in your empire. I don't know much about corruption, so I'm just going to leave that be. And then we get to select our government, which is also really cool. Some of the races in this game get their own government types, which that's pretty awesome. For me, let's just kind of go through here. So when you select one, you see the cons and bonuses, or bonuses and cons, of that specific empire type, or government type. Approval, minus 5% across the board. Corruption, plus 10%. Growth rate, normal. Research speed, negative. Colony income, normal. Wow, this is terrible. Maintenance costs. Okay, there we go. Minus 15% maintenance on all your ships and bases. Troop recruitment is plus 20%. War wariness, minus 35. So I guess this is for if you want to be a warlike faction. That's probably not for me. Let's look at monarchy. Normal, 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 normal. Troop recruitment plus 25%. War wariness minus 30%. Okay. Republic. Corruption minus 15. Research speed is increased. Or for the better, I imagine. Colony income is increased. Maintenance costs are increased. And war wariness is increased. So they don't like it if you go to war. Democracy. Approval plus 20%. Wow. Research speed increased. Growth rate. Corruption is minus. Really good so far. Really good, really good. War wariness plus 40%. I do eventually want to go to war. And I don't know how much war wariness really affects the empires yet. I don't know how big of a factor that is. I'm assuming it's bad if you have a high war wariness. And maintenance cost is plus 20%. I think I'm just going to go with the monarchy. So I'm going to, I guess, have an emperor or an empress, I guess, rule this place. Yeah, let's go with the military, or monarchy. Alright, other empires. So I could go around and specify what other empires I want in this game. I'm not going to do that. I'll just leave it on the auto-generate. And how many should I have? Do I want more? Let's really populate this guy. Let's go to 15. Why not? Let's be crazy. I have no idea if that's a lot or not. Alright, victory conditions. So, let's see. Victory threshold percent. So we need to get 80%, and I'm going to leave it like that. Victory conditions apply after a certain amount of years. So even if I get the victory conditions before 20 years, I wouldn't win the game yet. I'd have to hold it until after 20 years. I'll just leave that be because that's the normal thing. I am going to disable the Distant World Story events. I'm going to disable this because I don't know really what that is. I'll keep the disasters. Race-specific events, I'll keep that too. Allow tech trading. I don't think I want there to be tech trading. So that's, you know, you give a tech, you can ask for a tech. I don't think I want that. I don't even know what a giant Kaltor is. I'm assuming it's a giant beast. I'm just going to disable that. Or should I enable it? Disable that. I don't want to play with them. Okay. So let's, I guess, start the game. A lot of talking so far, I know, but again, I'm trying to present this to other new players like I am. And there we are. The XHumans. So they gave us the name the Relicus Commonwealth. I'll probably change that. Feel free to leave in the description below, or in the comments below, sorry, your suggestion on what the Empire should be called. Whoa, 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 the game is starting. Whoa, 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 pause. Pause, 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 pause. I was going to read through that. I thought the game would automatically be paused. Okay, well, so this is our home planet, Relicus 3, which is, I guess, is why we got our name, the Relicus Commonwealth. And now we're at the start of the game. Oh my goodness. Okay, so let's take a look at our universe here. Wow, we started in a giant cluster. And with as many races as I have, I'm going to assume there's other races around here. It's like a black hole. Okay. Let me kind of scout around these exploration ships. Okay. So, what do we have on our home planet? I'm going to be looking through resources right now. Chromium, I think, is pretty important for the start. Necros Stone. Necros Stone. Used in weapon components. Okay. I guess that's cool. Wow, where do I even start to try and explain like what's going on to new players? I'll probably just explain as I go through things. So let's go into the expansion planner, and I'm going to see how many sources of resources we have. So gold, which is important for us because we get that development bonus, is we have 3 sources of that. Steel, which is really important base component, we have 3 sources of that already through the galaxy. Hydrogen, we have 3. Caslon, I think that's our fuel source. We have 2. Lead, we have 2. Chromium is important, we have 1. That's important, we have 1. What don't we have? Do we have polymer? We do not have polymer, which is, I believe, is important. We do not have silicon, which is, I believe, is important. Carbon fiber, which I think we'll need. Okay. But really, we have a ton of stuff already, which is really good. And, sorry, my throat's starting to get hoarse from talking so much. So this screen will tell you how much your empire has, if I can just get this over. So it shows us your stock, it shows us in transit, so that's if we have transports coming to, I believe, any of our worlds, it would show us how much they're transporting to us. Unfulfilled is like your ship bases, or ships and bases, if they require gold or if they require steel, it's going to tell you how much you have unfulfilled right here in this column. So like right now we have 3.7k unfulfilled worth of requests somewhere, which is kind of odd because this is the start of the game, so I'm not really sure why that's unfulfilled. I'm not sure where that's coming from, to be honest. Okay. And now I'm going to look around and see where our mining bases are. Is this a mining base or an exploration ship? That's a gas mining ship going off to do something. Okay. So at the start of this game, I have most everything automated right now. I'm going to turn off automation on fleet formation, troop recruitment, research, character locations. I'll leave the tax rate automated. Colony population policies I will leave automated. And ship design, I'll leave automated for now. I'll probably change that later. And let's see. Colonization, I do not want to have fully automated. I will have them suggest new colonies for us before we build ships to send them out. And I like to have all these suggestions, not just full automation. So I think that's what I'm going to go with. Okay. Okay. So, man, again, how do I start this? Let me show our empire influence. So this is the influence we get from our colony. And I believe the way that this works is that other empires aren't allowed to fly in this space unless they're at war with us or unless we give them permission, I think is how that works. And you'll notice that this kind of blue outline is showing that we have a presence in these sectors. Like up here, we don't have a colony, but if we scroll all the way in here, we have a mining station over this planet that is mining gold, steel, and lead. So as soon as you have like any kind of base, that's generally why this blue area will pop up around that system, because you have a presence there. And then over here we have another mining station, a gas mining station, getting us some hydrogen and krypton. And then right here we have another station giving us more gold, more steel, and more lead. So now I'm just going to kind of go around here and see what other resources are in this system. We have even more gold, so I'm trying to see where I want to build future stations for resources that we don't have, really. We have both steel, we have gold as well, so I don't need to build a station there. Iridium? Do we have iridium? We have a source of iridium, but we have an unfulfilled worth of 12.4k, and we only have 3.9k in our stash. Wow. Or storage, sorry. So what does iridium go into? So I'm going to click on that and show exactly what this specific resource goes into component-wise. And I don't think we have any of these weapons researched right now, so it's not that important. This fusion reactor is something that we may actually have. Oh, it also goes in a railgun, which is a basic weapon. Okay, so this is probably going to be pretty important for us to grab early on, because I believe we have one of these reactors as well as our reactor for our ships. So that's kind of important. But before I start building a mining base here, you'll notice that there is a 47% next to that. I'm assuming higher percent is better. I'm not going to speak as if I know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm just assuming higher percent is better, so I'm going to go to our expansion planner. I'm going to do resource targets by galaxy priority, and then I'm going to go down to, what was that again? Iridium? Iridium, I think. So now I'm going to go down to Iridium. Now this is going to show all the known sources that we know of in the galaxy right now. So this one... Okay, so this planet has gold, iridium, and steel. This planet, which is nearby, has... What's your percentage? We don't know yet. Oh, there we go. 76% and 47. So that's the planet I'm looking at right now. So we do not have a mining station here. Now, out of this one, we would get gold and more steel on top of the iridium. But right now, I'm really focused on iridium. So I think I want to build a station with a 76%, even though we would get 3 for one station instead of just 1. But the thing is, I already have gold and steel. So... And actually, the game is already automated. If you look right here, construction ship has already been assigned. So the computer... Oh, you can see it right there, I think. Yeah. Cool. So Hidden Rebel is building a mining station here already. The computer already wants us to build one right there. So I'm just going to let that go, I guess, since the computer wants that. And then I'm going to queue the nearest construction ship to build a mining station here as well, because I want even more iridium. Which may be a bad idea. It could be. Maybe it is. It probably is. But heck, what do I know? Alright, so we have a station over here. What's over here? No resources right now, so that's not useful to us. There's that 76% Iridium planet. More Necrostone and Aculon. Aculon. Do we have Aculon? Let's see. We have no sources of Aculon, so what does this go into? Concussion missiles, which I know are a basic missile. So I guess we probably want this. It's going to go into the more advanced armor, so we're definitely going to want this. I think basically you want every single resource in the game, because it's eventually going to go into something that your Empire can use. For this one specifically, assault pods I know we're going to be getting sometime soon. Assault pods are what you put on ships to have like commando units that can go and board other ships nearby, which is pretty cool. So we're going to want Aculon. We only have a storage of 1k and an unfulfilled supply of 3 already, so we definitely want Aculon. So I'm going to go back to this and Aculon. Alright, so this planet will give us the Necrostone and Aculon, pretty high percentage, and then this one is a low Necrostone, so I think I want this one. So I'm going to queue the ship to do that, and that queued up the Horde of Reliquis. So the thing that goes around and builds all your mining bases are going to be your construction ships, so it's probably a good idea for me to see exactly how many ships we have. So I'm going to go to the Open Ship and Bases screen. I'm going to go to the drop-down menu and do Construction Yards, which will give us our construction yards as well as our construction ships. So we have our spaceport, and then we have 2 construction ships, and then we also have construction yards on our home planet of Reliquis 3. So I only have 2 construction ships. I'm going to assume that that's going to be enough for right now, so I'm just going to leave that be. Okay, so we got this Aculon taken care of. We already have a mining base there. Let's check out the other planets. More steel. We already have a lot of steel, so that's not my priority. Polymer, which we do not have any of. And then all of these resources with like the orange background are, what are they called? Luxury resources. So these typically give you different kind of benefits and bonuses, of which I don't really know specifically what they do. I'm just being honest, I don't. Like, I have no idea what this does. It is made from a combination of various unique ingredients found on ocean worlds. The primary ingredient... You know what? I should probably look this up in the expansion planner. So what is this again? Aquasian incense. So let's go here. And oh, actually, I can just probably sort by name. Here we go. Oh, that just brings up that screen. Okay, so I don't know what this is going to do for us if we mine it. But it's rare. It's a luxury. Luxuries can't be bad. So I'm going to say, since it also has polymer, which is going to be a pretty important material for us when building ships and bases, I'm going to say we queue another construction ship to build something here. So there we go. That has been queued. Argon and Krypton. Alright, so that's going to actually keep our construction ships busy for a while, so I'm not going to go and build any more right now. What else do I want to do before we start? Let's look at our characters. Okay, so leader. This is the leader of our empire, and she is ruling from Reliquis 3. Let's see what she gives us here. Population growth of +2%, colony happiness +10, colony corruption reduction -10, and diplomacy -10%. So she's not very diplomatic, huh? That's unfortunate. And then we have 2 intelligence agents, which are currently on missions to prevent enemy intelligence missions. Now the thing is, until we use these agents more, we won't actually know what their traits are, positive or negative. So that's why we have a question mark right there and right here. And I believe as time goes and they continue doing whatever it is they're doing, their traits will get better, or maybe unlock more traits, I'm not sure. And also, we can rename all of these people. So what I typically like to do in games that allows the renaming of things, I always ask you, the viewers, to give me your suggestions on what the name should be. Now, just because it is a picture of a pretty lady, it doesn't actually have to be a lady. That's just our racial icon right there. So if you have a name that you would like to see up here, let me know, and I'll put them up here, I guess. So feel free to leave your suggestions in the comments below. I'm not going to mess around with these guys right now. But those are our people. We probably don't know anybody right now. Yep, so this diplomacy screen is pretty empty. Empire summary screen is going to be a quick way to view how much money we're making and where all of our money is going. So we have 15k going to ships and bases currently. We have 4k going to all of our troop maintenance. But we're still at a positive cash flow of 16k per year. This is per year. And that will probably change as time goes on. Okay. And then research screen. So before we stop, I'm going to check out what our research is. So there are 3 different tiers of research, and they all can research one thing at a time. And then if we go to our research station tab, this is going to tell you specifically how much research is going into each one of these categories. So as you can see, we started with a weapons research facility, which is why our weapons research is higher. It's going to give us the totals down here. And then over here, it shows the total Empire potential of 581k because we get a +10 bonus for being the humans. So what that means is we can build as many stations as we want, but the total amount of all 3 of these will never get above 581. So I could keep building research stations all day long, but a lot of that is going to be wasted if it's over 581k. Also, how it judges where it kind of puts, how it splits the amount of research is based on how many, I want to say how many facilities or how much research you have going into each tier, into weapons, energy, and high tech. And what does that mean? How do I explain this? So, let's say you have a energy station here as well as a high-tech station, each giving us 120k on top of the 60k that's coming from our spaceport. So that's showing the game that we want an even amount of research going to all 3. So even if all of our research added together is above this number, if all of the research we have built is relatively equal to each tier, so we know that we have like, well, here we go. We have 180k weapons, 180k energy, 180k high tech. Then that's basically telling the game how we want our research to be split. So even if it's above this number, the game is going to split the 3 into as an equal part as it can. That will equal 581. God, I hope that made sense. I think I need to end this episode. I've talked too much and I'm starting to lose focus. I hope that made sense. I'm sorry if it doesn't. It's a pretty deep game. Oh, I hope I explained that right. So anyway, let's go over research. So the ones that are highlighted are things that we come with. Ooh, we have starfighters. So this allows us to build starfighter bays and build fighters on our ships and bases. That's pretty cool. We also started with enhanced missiles. Okay. That's cool. We started with railgun weaponry, which railguns are pretty cool because they can actually go straight through the enemy shields and hit the hull underneath. As you can see right there, it says bypass the shields, directly damaging a shielded target. However, railguns are also 50% less effective against armor. Oh, well that's kind of, yeah. And they are also very short-range weapons. We have ground combat, and it has us going with improved defense tactics, which will give us a bonus 25% to defend strength of newly recruited infantry. I guess I'll just leave that be. We have basic armor plating, and then that's it. Okay. I think we're going to want to grab this for our economy. A negative 10% bonus on all of our maintenance costs for the troops, but that's probably not going to be too important right now because we don't have that many. Maybe I'll grab that a little later. What would I want next? I kind of want to queue it up. I think I'll just go with beam weapons, because beam will lead to ion weapons, which ion weapons can disable enemy ships. And I kind of laid this plan out in the collaborative Let's Play, but what I would like to do is have ion weapons disable an enemy ship's engines, basically, so they can't run away, and we can have these, where is it? The shipboarding modules, and basically just capture a ton of ships. There's also another tech in here that allows you to build a gravity well dampener, which prevents people from jumping to hyperspace or hyperdrive, whatever, or in the area around your gravity well, but I think I want ion weapons instead. Anyway, what else do we have? We have some basic hyperdrive technology. We have enhanced engines, which will make us go faster. Some basic maneuvering, basic mining, basic energy collection, which I think are modules you can put on your ships to use less fuel while you're flying around in a solar system, I think is what these things are used for. And then space construction is going to determine how many things we can put in our ships and bases. So if we would get enhanced construction, we will increase, you can see right there, the maximum ship and base size. Right now we're looking at, where is it? A maximum ship size of 230, base size of 690, so this will give us more space to work with, which means more weapons, more energies, more reactors to go faster, whatever we want. So that's probably going to be pretty important, so I think I'm going to queue that up. In fact, I think that's more important than energy or enhanced engines, so I'm going to take that off because I want this first. Then I think I want... I don't know what I want. Enable building of resupply ships when construction size allows. And this would increase our... a lot of things, jeez. Probably get some more basic stuff. Well, maybe then I'll grab the enhanced engines. I don't know. I don't know what, like, the ideal upgrade path is, but I think maneuvering is going to be pretty big, so I'll grab that third. And faster mining is probably going to be pretty good. In fact, let's actually disable that, and we'll queue up faster mining. I imagine fast mining is going to be good for us. And then I'll do engines and maneuvering, and I'm going to leave that go for right now. Okay. That's a 0% in... We are researching something, right? Yeah, alright, because I just changed it. Okay. So that's going to be our first episode for this Let's Play. I hope I didn't confuse people more, and I hope I actually helped more. But again, I am a new player, and I may be saying things that are not exactly right. I hope they're right. I think they're right. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the episode. I will see you all in the second episode when I actually unpause the game and we actually start playing. But that's the kind of game this is. It requires a lot of game being paused and you kind of going around through your empire and adjusting what needs to be adjusted, sending missions out to your intelligence officers, building fleets, making trade agreements. Like, it's really deep and it's really cool. I really love this game, and I haven't even played it that much yet, but it's just so cool. So anyway, I hope you will join me for the second episode, and I will see you then. Take care.